它也是由我们自己景德镇这边自主研发的吗？
没错，这架直升机呢是由我们江西直升机公司自己研发生产的。它目前是中国唯一的，获得了 TC 证，也就叫型号合格证，中国民航唯一颁发的这个轻型运动类直升机的适航证。
哦，轻型运动类，我看它也是非常的这个小巧，然后感觉很轻。
对。他今天上午呢，还进行了这个生产许可证的这个验证试飞，也已经通过了。
就在今天上午吗？
今天早上。
哦，它叫什么名字？
小朱雀，J2-2A 小朱雀。
因为是红色的，而且又很小，很轻便，
很有一种极强的一种感觉。
那我们还注意到啊，就在这个小朱雀的旁边有一个蓝色的大家伙，它比它的这个体积是要比这个要大出好多倍。
So we're looking at this is a museum of helicopters, and we can learn more the knowledge while we go through here in this museum, and we talk about that this is a very first helicopter in China. If you want to know the development history of helicopter in China, you need to know this one. This is a very giant blue chappie, and we talk about this is also a very first one of its kind. You're looking at the shape, the size, and we need to mention that AC313A, that's a large utility civil helicopter, just conducted its maiden flight yesterday in Jingdezhen. And we talk about, if we look at the appearance, these two look very similar. So China's independently developed AC313A successfully conducted its maiden flight on May 17th, and today we could learn more about the knowledge of a helicopter, and we are right here in this museum of helicopter in Jiangxi, Jingdezhen. And this is the only helicopter museum in China, and the purpose is to educate the public, especially the young generations, about the knowledge of a helicopter. So we hope that a helicopter can fly to the normal people's home. So we want to use this opportunity to use this helicopter museum to bring more knowledge, or at least bring the helicopter closer to each and every household. But still, for the ordinary people, we still believe that a helicopter is way far from our normal life, isn't it? So this kind of museum is a very good way to invite the public to know more the knowledge, at least to look and feel the helicopter in a very close distance. Of course, we hope in the future we could have more commercial-oriented usage. So in the future, who knows, maybe in the future that people, we can afford a helicopter, and for our commute, actually we use helicopter. Who knows that? So yesterday, we had a very successful maiden flight of AC313A, and we hope that in the future the helicopter not only used for rescue purpose, and we hope that in the future actually that can be penetrated into people's day-to-day life. And still we are at the entrance of the helicopter museum. So it's a really ambitious dream, and it could be true in the future. So let's see where we could start to get a helicopter. So first we come into the first exhibition hall, and this is we call about the ocean of knowledge. So here we talk about that, a series, the knowledge. We use pictures or visual, audio ways to let our visitors to know more about helicopter in a very interesting way. So you're looking at this bring you a whole look of the helicopter in a 360 degrees in a holographic way. And here we're also looking at that's the anti-torque tail
角动亮手痕。
对，它这个是一个角动亮手痕是什么？就是讲我们直升机桨叶在转动过程中啊，它有个挥舞。
So we talk about here coming to a knowledge, that's the law of conservation of angular momentum. So it's actually the same knowledge applied to the blades, where we talk about the rotors. So here in this hall, we know that a lot of the basic knowledge about helicopter. And also here, looking at, we have e-book. It's a big wall of a bookshelf. So this is a e-book store. We talk about all these books. Actually, you can get a electronic version for free. And all these are related to helicopters, of course. And some donated to us by experts, the academicians, and also the designers of different types of helicopters. And we talk about this is Mr. Zhang, the chief designer of this type of helicopter, and he actually donated his works, documents, research papers, books to us. And also you're looking at the different models of helicopters also displayed here. And looking at this side, we also actually use this kind of interactive way to tell how helicopter can fly. So right now it's doing a experiment. So here you're looking at this is a piston engine. So tell you how exactly an engine works. So this is a very intuitive way to let the students to know a knowledge behind.
高度都不太高，很明显是可以给我们个子比较小一些青少年、小孩，然后来进行操作，方便他们的操作。
So this is really intuitional way, and also looking at all these displays, all these the equipment or the experiment instruments, actually not really tall because still the majority of the audience is students.
对它这个，你看这个，它就起飞了。它起飞原理是机翼的上表面形状跟下表面形状是不一样的。它是通过这个叫白努力方程。
So here you're looking at that's basically. This is the talk about the formula, or we talk about the aero engineering series to talk about how tail part is performing while the helicopter is taking off and rover and also hovering. And for here, this also talk about the configure force or the centrifugal force. And also we talk about there are a lot of experiments to explain the aerodynamics. So this is a world of a helicopter, and we try to lower the threshold of knowledge. So try to explain that the very basic knowledge, very basic theories. So we talk about that, how the force transmitted, and what kind of the structure of the helicopter, and also covered like engines, transmission, and the power supply, and also in a very short sentences. So make it very directive and also audience-friendly way.
的概念以后，他进入了大学以后，进入学校以后，他就会深入的学习，再进一步的这个深入的了解。
好的。那么我们刚刚看完了这个馆里面关于直升机一些基础原理的一些知识。现在我们走进的这个馆是什么馆？
the exhibition hall, basically to welcome the visitors by giving you some very basic necessary knowledge. And then we're coming to the next exhibition hall. Let's talk more about this development history. And here this is Da Vinci.
上升到这个直升机的设计方案、完善的方案一步步发展过来的。实际上，直升机的发展是来源于中国的轴心艇。
So we talk about that. Still, you don't know this. Actually, China made a great efforts to the development of the helicopters development. At the very beginning, actually, the earliest reference for vertical flight came from China. Since around 400 BC, Chinese children have played with that bamboo flying toys. So this bamboo copter is spun by rolling a stick attached to a rotor. So that it's believed that that's the very, very early prototype of a helicopter. And then we come into the modern time.
知识，但是我们通过我们这个 PPT， 这个做了我们这个。
So you also could see that there is a QR code.
然后就你
So you can scan that code. And that actually bring additional knowledge to the visitors. And you could learn more after you visit the exhibition hall, and you also can explore more back home. So just use your phone. You could also see that helicopter 360 degrees, and also actually with the audio explanation. So just scan the picture, and you could see that a 3D helicopter model. So here we not only present the development history in China, and also actually we bring our viewers the whole history of the world helicopter development. So starting here, we turn to the page focusing on China. So this is the very first helicopter in China. So that's a helicopter 5. So developed in Harbin. So in 1970s, China had its first helicopter. And then to develop to helicopter, this is a helicopter 6, and then to helicopter 7. So our guests involved in this industry for 35 years. I believe that he actually has witnessed a lot of these development, and especially for this one, actually the gentleman involved directly in the process of research development, assembling lines. So this is helicopter 8. It's a heavy lift helicopter. And here we talk about that A313A. Actually, this is the oldest type. This is AC313. And yesterday just has successfully made its maiden flight. That's AC317A. So please share with us the development of China. We talk about that. Helicopter development in China actually was really rapidly. So the very first helicopter available in China is learned from Russia. That's based on the reference of Mi-4. And then very soon we actually own our own patent to produce, develop, design helicopter. So we made a lot of efforts, tremendous efforts, and time invested in developing a helicopter. So as the helicopter engineer, I feel so proud. And also yesterday, the AC-313A, that's the China's independently developed helicopter, that's a large utility civil helicopter, conducted successfully its maiden flight right here in Jingdezhen, Jiangxi province. And in the center of this exhibition hall, we show the transmission structure. This is actually the actual one. So we just show that of the very, very core part of the helicopter. So you could know that the transmission. So here you could see that we give this. So the young generations could know that how we control the helicopter and which the stick we touch, then the blade could change. So that changed the direction. So that's the acyclic one. So the helicopter actually has 4 flight control inputs. These are the cyclic, the collective, the anti-torque pedals, and the throttle. So the cyclic control is usually located between the pilot's legs, and the cyclic is similar to a joystick. And here we're looking at the WZ-10. So that's a combating helicopter. So the gentleman directly evolved from the scratch of developing this helicopter. This one is AC-311.
您现在心中一定是非常感慨的，咱们这个直升机发展到现在，特别是而且您还是在景德镇创办了。
So looking at the big smile on gentleman's face, because that he really proud for himself. A lot of pictures actually he's just his own experience because he involved in a lot of development, design phase, the whole process of different types of helicopter.
这个人叫王纵，他是波音的 第一任总工程师，他设计了一款叫水上直升机，水上飞机，
gentleman
波音彻底挽救了
from Boeing Company.
航空中的很大贡献。这里面看看，这里面有很多这个直升机的方面的专家和这个，像这个是这个王石成，是中国直升机之父，他对中国直升机之父，对。
And so Master Wang, a professor from Nanking University, and also call him, and he's also considered as the father of China's helicopter. And here looking at this is the wall to display the key figures in the China's helicopter
那
industry.
么我们这个馆是已经走到下一个馆的连接处了。这里我们看到视线呀是豁然开朗。这是一个
And we're coming to the third exhibition hall, and this is quite a big open space. And we could see there displayed a lot of real ones, right? So for this exhibition hall, we actually bring you a collection of helicopters. Actually, they present a different structure, represent a different flying series. So you could see they're not really because they're different in look and size, they're just totally different in the structure. And here looking at this is the helicopter that's the coaxial rotor.
所以它不需要其他的平衡它的这个扭矩的这个作用。我们想直升机在转动过程中必然产生
And anti-torque tail. So that's anti-torque coaxial rotor helicopter.
每个设计局啊或者设计师啊，都为了平衡这种扭矩啊，考虑了很多方案。像这是一种共轴反桨。
So we always, for designers, they need to think about different ways to balance the torque.
对，这是力学上面的一个很重要的问题。直升机它要产生升力，它就现在目前就靠桨叶转动。
And that's a very big problem, or the issues need to be solved in terms of dynamics.
这个直升机和这架直升机它特别不一样，关于这个桨叶。
这一种叫交叉桨叶的直升机。
And also looking at the rotors, actually, is very, very different. So for this one, this blade is crossed, right?
就是考验一种交叉桨叶，你看看它的过程中打架，它是互相反转。
So looking at these two,
碰到，但其实并不会碰到。
not
这就是在那个基础上
actually in each other's way.
发明一种这种交叉桨叶的直升机。
So this is a K-Max.
是从那个基础上，然后
So also a further developed blades design.
像这个一样，就是主桨带尾桨这种叫标配的形式。
So this is a normal one. We talk about this as a standard configuration. So we have a main rotor, and also we have a rotor at the tail. So the tail part actually to balance the torque, and also use the tail rotor to change the flying direction.
这个现在在欧美或中国的
So this is a very standard one.
像昨天飞的 S311A 呀 ，A1313A 呀，也就是这种结构性，主桨带尾桨标配形式。
那这种的它这个
And so we talk about this structure also applies to AC313A. And also looking at this one, this is two main rotors. So this is CH47.
对，它就是因为这个它这个刚才讲的那个标配带尾桨呢，它就必须有一套尾传动轴，尾传动轴很长，它对刚性要求、对加工工艺、安装各方面都有要求。
Rotor, then you need to have a transmission system. So we talk about that transmission system is quite different. And for the safety purpose, and then a lot of designers and the engineers try to think about different ways to replace the torque, to replace the tail rotors.
往相反方向转动。
在这个桨叶上，我们可以看到它的桨叶的
And
尾部
also this is
有一个气孔。
jet propelled.
这个气孔中是可以喷射出气流来。
它是通过压缩空气，通过旋翼轴中心的桨叶中间在这喷射出来。它这一对力呢，就是从牛顿第三定律、作用力反作用力原理，它就推动它反转，就往相反方向转动。
So that's followed Newton's third law.
好，我们这边呢是一个黑色的直升机，它就感觉造型 很像我们这个最初我做的那个红色的加大版。
对，这个是叫 BO105，它是叫现代直升机的鼻祖。它上面的很多，你看那上面很多奇怪的。
And this one we talk about that's open the a chapter of the modern history of a helicopter.
这都是第一次在直升机上使用，所以叫直升机的鼻祖。像我们
A lot of parts actually is the first time applied to a helicopter. So we talk about this type of a helicopter that you always can find in the textbook. So this is the atypical type and also a lot of really the iconic parts and a very innovative way. So a lot of helicopters displayed here are the real ones. So here in this museum we have around 40 helicopters.
这个搞直升机、搞航空那个都知道，叫履历本，就是从它这个出厂的过程到最终退役的或者维修整个过程全部记录在这里面，把每次作业的过程都记录在这里面。
And for this book, actually, you could see that's kind of the Eiffel to recording everything from very first day to the last day of usage. Anything that the problems or how to feel that, face that problems, all recorded. And this one donated by Germany. Let's look at another one. This is unmanned helicopter or unmanned drone.
飞越琼州海峡的第一架无人直升机，它是2个货箱是带了菜鸟的货物，从广东的湛江飞越琼州海峡。
And it is actually performed the flight mission across the Jiangxi Strait.
对。
是关于这一架小青龙直升机的讲解视频。
And also you could see that from these videos you could learn more about the actual mission performance. So it took around 20 minutes to fly across the Jiangxi Strait. And on board actually can bring puzzles, right? And also for the fire extinguishing purpose. So for the forest fire or the maritime oriented fires or the tall buildings in the cities. So this is actually we have a lot of the firefighting purpose. You can use this kind of unmanned helicopter and also can perform the missions under high temperature in quite extreme weather condition. So talk about this kind of helicopter. This is something that really can be used in our day-to-day life, and also you could see there's a trend of actually unmanned operation. And here we have another game session. It's the AR session. So here actually for our viewers, you could know exactly how many parts of the helicopters comprised of and what's the process of assemble all these parts together. So landing gear, you need to fix it. And then the main body framework. What's next? This engine. And then the transmission system. So the oil tank. So this is the AR assembly line process. So the visitors can know that's how many parts that needs to have one helicopter and what's the process of putting all these different parts together. And here we talk about more about the techniques.
一些工艺。
这些都是直升机所用的需要用到的材料。
Of the helicopter. So these actually are the helicopters used.
薄壁零件，大型的零件，如果用普通机械加工就很难实现，但是用叫化学系的方式，等等，这些都是讲一些支撑。
这个我感觉上面非常平，它的贴在这个墙面上，非常贴合。
这个零件才0点几厚，它这个加工这个台阶啊，这里面有个下
So this is actually you can touch as the actual materials of the used and the helicopter.
就是航空里面查出的一种工艺，叫化学洗切。
它是用在直升机的什么位置
So this is actually we talk about the material and this kind of the making process, making technique. Actually is really developed and used for the aviation industry.
这是叫行架，就是就像我们这个直升机上面有很多蒙皮，需要铆接，那么需要有一款叫行架的一个叫工装，工艺装备，对这个产品进行每个部件进行定位、进行压紧，然后进行铆接，是这样一个叫直升机。我原来在航空工业长飞的，主要是干这个，这个干的比较多。
这个就是直升机生产过程、组装过程当中必须要的。
它的生产线上必须要有。
So we talk about that during the assembling line, you need to have this to fix all different parts.
这个是加工的工钢是什么？
We also can hear that the compound materials.
它这样的一个形状，让我非常好奇啊，它是一个什么位置？
这个叫复合材
And
料
also we can also see here that's the titanium alloy.
一个模具，它是复合材料在这上面进行定位，然后送到我们叫热压罐里
And
面
here this is air and light.
高压，然后进行成型。然后拿出来一个工钢，它的一个特点就是什么呢？这个进入高温呢，它有个产品会高温，它就会热胀冷缩，它容易变形。通过这个材料呢，这个叫
So this is the A shape. So this is material.
这个它这个材料
Actually kind of the steel, and that's good to perform under a high temperature.
精度比较可靠。
那这好像是一个这个转的。旋转的，
这是尾桨，就是刚才说的平衡主桨的扭矩的一套东西。
And this is the tail rover. So the tail rotor actually all use a compound materials, and one of the compound material is carbon fiber. Of course, materials also need to be further developed and innovated. So there we talk about the carbon fiber, we talk about the other compound materials. So we need something really light in weight, but also quite strong in resilience. And also we talk about the aluminum, also needs some new performance in aluminum that should be really lightweight, but also less deformation under high temperature. A lot of materials we are looking for is lightweight, but very strong as well, should be really resilient. So there are a lot of different ways, especially right now we have a lot of students studying for new materials, and for aviation industry also looking for something new as well. And we talk about the blade. We talk about that's the pistol. And we actually looking for something that's the monocrystal material. So there are also a lot of the subjects waiting for us to study and develop. We talk about engine, so we basically just bring all the parts displayed. So from the very core, from inside to outside, and then to the intact look. So of course, for the outsiders, this is just so complicated. So we explain it very in details. So basically we bring the different parts, and this part actually is the place to install pistol, and then you could find the pistol part at the side of the table.
这么大的也是发动机。也是发动机，不同的发动机，这个涡喷那个涡轴。它们之间的话是原理不一样吗？原理不太一样。
So for the engines over here, it's different.
用可能是小型的这个直升机。
Application, we talk about the pistol for the a smaller size helicopter, and for the larger one, and they provide the stronger thrusts. So for this one, and also that's the a jet propelled as well. And looking at this one, and this is also another manned helicopter.
它也飞了这个南海很多岛礁，它这个在目前在南海这上面呢，对这个岛礁很多，对这个无人直升机的需求就非常大，所以它这个是来解决这方面用途的。
它叫什么名字？
那我们叫小白虎。
因为它的这个外观
So this is a very cute. We have a very cute name. That's the little white tiger.
它没有飞行员，就无人机，所以它把人的重量减少以后，它就变成了用于商载了。
So the unmanned helicopter also have quite a vast room for further application. And we're coming to another exhibition hall.
那有哪些用途？你人参与的部分在这里都给大家。
So here we talk about exactly how that the human beings can further involved. So there are a lot of different simulation available here.
这个是一个什么装置？
这个是培训飞行员的一个装置，比较复杂。
So we talk about that today.
它可以在空，对。
This one we always could see that. For the pilots or for technonauts, normally we could see that this is something to train the pilots.
作为直升机飞行员必须要练习的一个。
对。
我可以试试吗？
你敢吗？这要有勇气啊！
有一位小兄弟已经从这上面下来了。
啊，要有一些勇气，你可以试一下。
它是可以随时叫停的吗？
随时可以叫停。
是随时可以叫停的。那我如果到时候大喊救命的话，
and we can stop at any time.
我想试一下这个东西。
So don't worry, we will save you.
这个我需要做什么准备吗？
把耳机还有身上的手机、钥匙全部都。
哦，那您帮我保管一下这个。 好的，谢谢。耳机的话，我可以攥在手里吗？
最好是拿下来。
这个拿着吧。
这个就先我拿着吧，就没事，我可以拿着，我攥紧它。哎呦，我看到它的对面还有一个座椅，它这个是2个人可以去参加的。
So it's good to take up to 2 people.
现在的话，工作人员是在帮我把脚系得紧紧的。
So that is to fix the foot, really stick to the ground, and
然后是安全带。
put on the safety belt.
十字形交叉的这个安全带，收腹。好，现在我已经牢牢的被。
All right, now locked to the seat.
我这个就拿在手上，好吗？嗨，我现在特别紧张。 他已经把防护的那个梯子给撤下了。
Very nervous, and here you go.
哦天！ 可以停一下吗？
Stop here, save me. Stop here, I'm good. Okay, enough.
哦天，我刚才的感觉就是手脚发麻。我刚刚转了几圈。我刚刚转了几圈。
我待会拍视频发给你看，转了很多圈。
其实我在上面能感觉到它这个转速啊，是慢慢的在加速的。其实一开始它的转速并没有很快，
So it looks like very slow. At the beginning it is slow, so that first to let you to get used to it.
逐渐的大概在2、3圈之后，
And then
它
the
的速度就
speed
开
is
始，我现在
accelerating.
腿有点软，
I can't stand.
是吗？而这个的话，它
Alright.
就是飞行员必备的一个课程。也就是说，我们
So for pilots, this is something they must go through.
他一定要经受这个考验。那如果是在正常的飞行员的训练当中，他们要怎么样才算合格？要在这上面承受多久？
这个没有严格的要求，这个只要做到不晕眩就可以。
不晕眩，就是说可以完全适应它的这个转速。
对，特别是震动。
So for the A pilots, you can pass the exam of this kind of training. It's like you feel so normal, nothing really impact you while you rating on that.
这项工作的不容易。
你可以学飞行驾照了。
是吗？真的感谢你的认可啊！哎，我们看到这是一个什么直升机？
啊，这是5:10，1:1的模型。
1:1的模型。
1:1的模型。这个因为中国的5:10是很先进的，很多人尤其是青少年的很感兴趣，但他又没有办法
So this is the A simulation.
去做，所以我们有一个模型，让青少年在飞机上进行体验，进行这个乘坐。
So this model that also invites our young generations
场馆里啊，人不多。
to take a ride.
是疫情，所以这个人数有很大的减少。平常这时候我们这人会很多，我们每年有60万的学生到这里来进行研学，每年都会有。
每年之前的话，学生最多的来的是多大年龄段
？Every year we actually have around 2 million students visiting this museum. So from the kindergarten little ones to the senior high school students. Still that we also want to our young generations to know more about the helicopters. We talk about maybe you're not really involved in this industry, but at least you know something about a helicopter. You know something about aviation. So we hope that a lot of students, especially the students from senior high school, can visit this kind of museum. So maybe they feel that they are very interested in the aviation, in the helicopter, and they maybe in the future in the university they could choose major in helicopter or major in aviation. So we need to cultivate a pool of talents. So we talk about the young generation there, so the hope and the future of China's future development of the aviation industry, especially the helicopter industry.
这边还有一个装置，大家现在坐上去是在干什么？
啊，这是一个叫VR 这个体验，航空体验，它是指。
So we're looking at this is another VR game. So that's actually to give you the simulation of moon landing.
到太空上去是乘坐这个航空器。那里面我们还有一个4D 体验，就把通过这个建立一个大。
And we also have a 4D.
主要的旅游景点，建立一种虚拟现实的模式。 存储到这里面。今后你想到世界任何地方去，都可以在这里乘坐直升机到世界各地去。
So that for the games, actually, we bring a lot of very famous travel, not tourist sightseeing places around the world into that game. So you can take helicopter and visit your most wanted destination.
工作人员在这儿进行引导和运转。
对。
我们科技馆的话，它开放的时间是在多长？
我们是不休息，就是从周一到周天都在开放。境外旅行我们也在开放。
就是为了让能够有机会来到这里的孩子们啊也好，大人也好。
So the museum actually opened 7 days a week and year round. So really hope that this could be a bundle provided to the public to get access to the helicopters.
来以后就业方向选择航空，选择直升机，这是我们这个直升机科技馆的一个宗旨之一。
然后我们可以看到这儿还有一些摆放的一些圆桌。这个圆桌应该是到时候如果说有小孩来的话，可以在这儿。
在这里上课组装的小型的。
And also here we have another open space. You're looking at the tables, and also we have different classroom also available here. So that's you're looking at that the second floor. That's all classrooms. So we could have some lectures and also can be given here, and also we talk about that can actually do a lot of different activities.
咱们这个是一个，
这是一款无人船。也
就是说，关于这个装备这个领域的许许多多的内容，我们都可以在这里。
你像这个是。
And this is a unmanned boat.
它可以像直升机一样起飞，然后像孤零一样的飞行。它就是一个是可以实现直升机不要机场的功能，然后又改变这个直升机。
And looking at this one, this actually can fly just directly right away. So for this kind of the these aircrafts actually is not really need a runway. Just can fly directly.
它可以装各种任务载荷设备。
感觉这些内容的话，如果是那种小男孩啊，或者说对于直升机有兴趣的人，都会特别的激动，看到这么多模型。那这是一个什么？
这是我们叫细流无人机，它可以带上地面电源，甚至车载电源，可以前天后的在一定的空域的进行的管控，比如说岛礁的执勤，边防哨所的执行。
边防哨所。
边防哨以前我们岛礁啊、边防哨所啊都要拿一个战士。
And for this one, and we also this another unknown one, and we talk about actually for the a border control or the a border patrol work. Actually, these can perform this kind of duty. So they can perform that kind of like a guard duty. So you can see it in the office, and also that you can get a live picture taken by this unmanned helicopter. So you could know that the traffic situation or the actual a situation. And also we talk about unmanned helicopter also used in the agriculture field. So for this one, you're looking at a white box. That's a pesticide. So the helicopter actually also to fly up in the air and help to spray a pesticide. So we talk about there are a lot of different applications.
现在的话就是效率大大提高。
对人力劳动强度啊、危害啊都减少。这一款我们叫小麻雀这个无人机，它可以折叠的。
它可以折叠。
对，我们可以看。
And this is the helicopter, and also this can be folded.
它可以折叠。它这个用途呢，它这个都可以进行折叠。它这个用途呢有多方面用途，一个是这个普通的拍照功能，像你这拿去跟类似大疆那样的技术。
So it's kind of taking pictures.
另外一个，它现在我们
That's a very basic function. And on top of that,
这个象阵用的这个无人机。你比如说这个俄乌战争呢，咱们看了一下，很多这个战场上需要这样的无人机。
然后有小有大，这个
it also can perform reconnaissance work as well.
它就是起飞重量要大一些的。
它跟哪一块比较类似？
刚才看的那一块，它是像复合翼的，它是像直升机一样起飞，像固定翼一样飞行，它这个特点是这样。
它后面有一个这个
对，那
梯形的一个装置。
那后面是那个也是螺旋。
So for a tail part, this one also unmanned helicopter.
它下面搭载的这个东西
So you also could see that the also equipped with rotors.
急救包。
急救包。
比如说这个。
And also can have the sling loads with it as well. We talk about that you could transfer the treatment package for the medical purpose as well.
然后投放到它要的。
它可以空投，也可以锁降，
非常精准吧，它是。
主要是空投的。直升机的那些来讲，它就是锁降。
我们看到，在这个侧边，它有一个很大的。 环形的走廊，这个走廊上面呢写着波浪式前进，螺旋式上升。
对，这个是我们简单讲一下波罗桥，就是把这个实际上展示一个直升机的发展、航空器的发展，都是一个波浪式前进、螺旋式上升。
So here we use this kind of the way to show you that a lot of the video.
这个收集起来。
Videos and the pictures here.
也就是它象征着我们对直升机这个领域的认识，它的。
So this represents really a tremendous efforts made by the people in the aviation, in the helicopter industries.
训练的，对，它就是有很多障碍要。
So for this is also a game session, so also can invite the visitors to actually operate the unmanned helicopter by themselves to go through these different kind of the obstacles.
一个是女孩，然后又是这个文科生，说实话，对于这些内容啊，还比较陌生，比较生疏。但是我相信，在博物馆日这一天呢。
So we talk about today is the International Museum Day. It's also a very good opportunity to bring us to these museums, especially this is a very special one. We talk about this is the helicopter museum. So this actually helps us to shorten the distance between us and the world. And today we have more knowledge about that helicopter. So here, this is the Jiangxi Helicopter Museum. It's located in Jingdezhen City, central China's Jiangxi province. And here you could see that a lot of pictures. And also you could see we have that also the videos collected here as well to give you sort of the idea that the whole history, how we developed to today.
相信，如果是对直升机感兴趣的小伙伴啊，他们来到这个科技馆，通过各种各样的
So covering an area of over 10,000 square meters, the museum has 5 the exhibition halls showcasing the collection, including the CH-47 Chinook helicopter and the K-MAX helicopter. And visitors can travel through the pages of the helicopter's history when walking through the exhibition, alongside high-tech equipment.
这个青少年当中，让更多的青少年投入到航空领域来，这是我们的。
So really hope that we provide this kind of access of knowledge to the young generation.
绕到了现在这个入口的地方。今天的探馆啊，我们就告一段落。希望呢，在屏幕前看到这场直播的你，也可以从中学到一些知识，并且也可以增强对于直升机这个领域的一些兴趣。
Know something about helicopter and hope maybe you are the future one involved in the aviation industry, involved in the helicopter industry. So we could see a lot of really interesting things around the world, and you always can find ODs in the museum. And thank you very much.